In this video, I will be showing you how to create this snowman, which was showcased by Blender when they first released Blender 4.5. I'm going to show you the whole process from start to finish, so make sure to watch the whole video and let's get on with it. So I've created a new file for this video and I've saved it as snowman, as you can see up here. So what we're going to do now, we're going to start modeling. I'm going to get my reference image. I'm just going to grab it from my download folder and I feel like that's more easier. There we go. What I'm going to do is press N and we're going to make the rotation on the X, Y and Z to 0. Then we're going to go to front orthographic view. We're going to rotate it on the X 90. Then on the Z, rotate it 90 again. So as you can see, now facing towards us. Then again to our right orthographic view, just going to move this down and scale it down a little bit so the resolution of this gets a lot better. Then we're going to quickly move this down on the Z axis, just like that. So now once we have done that, we are now going to start animating. And we're going to just ignore this little child over here. We're focusing on the snowman. We are going to start from the base. We're going to model everything and then we're going to add the textures and the colors to it to make it even better. So we're going to do Shift A and we are going to add in a UV sphere. Once we have done that, we're going to go to our front orthographic view and then we're going to scale this down to right here and grab it up to our Z axis. I'm just going to move this reference image a bit to the right over here so you can just look at it side by side. So let's get it down just a little bit, just like that. Then we're going to do Shift D and then right click to then we're just going to grab this and grab it on the Z axis just like this. Scale it down and that's going to be the big circle and the small circle or sphere, I shall say. Move it down, I said, just like that. So just like that, this is starting to look like a snowman already with that even the eyes and the branches and stuff. And then we're gonna go to our right orthographic view. For us it's the right orthographic view, but for Blender it's the front orthographic view. So over here we're just gonna quickly rotate it just a little bit and move it a little bit over here, just like that. So it kind of matches this vibe over here. If I feel like it's looking up, but yeah, it's looking up. So let's quickly just rotate it like this. So just like that, it's looking up. It looks kind of cool. So move it back a bit. Now once we have done that, we can quickly select this and shade it smooth or shade it auto smooth, doesn't matter. We will add a subdivision surface modifier later when we're adding some textures to it to get that more enhanced texture. Now our next step is to now create the buttons on the snowman. For the buttons, we're going to keep it very, very simple. I'm just going to quickly go to top view and quickly move my 3D cursor right there. Now, once we have done that, I'm just going to do Shift A and we're going to add in a circle. Then I'm going to scale this down to right there. Then we are going to go to edit mode and we're going to go to our front orthographic view. Now I'm going to quickly move this to the right over here so we don't have the reference image distracting us. So over here, edit mode, we are going to quickly press F to fill this and then we're going to go to face select mode and select this face. Once we have done that, we will then do E to extrude, then S to scale it down a little bit. E to extrude, S to scale it down, move it down a bit, like this. E to extrude, S to scale it down, extrude it, so move it down a bit. And this should do. Cool. Now over here, go to modifiers, add modifier and subdivision surface 2, and then right click auto smooth. As you can see, we created our little button. Now it looks quite good from the top, but from the bottom it doesn't really, there's literally no face on the bottom, and it doesn't really matter because we are the only ones that could see that. And when we actually adjust it and put it in the snowman, we won't see it. So the window, there's no need to bother and fix that. We're just going to waste our time anyways. So we're going to grab this and move it across to our snowman. Put it across. And we're going to make sure it's directly in the center. And then hopefully we have to scale it down a little bit. And then we're going to move it onto the x-axis, rotate it, grab it on the Z, here, rotate, and just move it just like that. So as you can see, we have got our first button done. That simple. Now, as you can see, it's looking too smooth for my liking. So we're going to deform it a little bit. So we're going to go into edit mode, to vertex select mode, with proportional editing on, grab this, and then we're going to quickly reduce our sphere of influence, circle of influence, quickly just have a little fun with it. Rotate it, grab this, put it in there, deform it just a little bit, so you can like see that's looking so much better. Then we're going to grab it, I'm going to duplicate this. So once again, I'm going to do Shift D and then right click to leave in place. And then we're going to go to our right orthographic view, grab it, and then we're going to quickly move it right here, rotate it, and place it there. So that is looking very good. And once again, I'm going to quickly alternate the deformation. Grab this like this, a bit like this, here, and looking at this looks good. And once again, Shift D, right click, right orthographic view, grab, rotate it, and move it across like this. Now, once we have done that, we will then once again grab this and quickly deform it. Cool. Deform it from the side as well. So looking good. Now I'm not going to complain, this is looking good. Now remember, we will add a texture to these two circles because it's looking too clean. They need to have some sort of texture. Now the buttons are done. As you can see, the one in the middle is a bit shifted to the right. We're going to do the same thing over here. So we're going to grab this and shift it a little bit to the right, making sure it's not popping out. And then quickly rotate it just a little bit. Like that, and grab it. So that is looking good. So now once we have done that, I'm quickly going to fast forward the whole process because I'm going to add all of these buttons on the face as well. And just like that, we have finally positioned those buttons, or you can say rocks, on the snowman. It's looking not that bad, and it looks exactly like him. Let's quickly go back to our normal studio lighting, and here we are in Blender. So our next step is to now create this branch over here. Only one branch which acts like his hands. I'm going to use a free Blender add-on that all of you can get for free. I'll leave the link in the description, and it's called the BlenderKit Addon. It's integrated into the Blender software. So click the link in the description, download it, and then over here go to edit preferences, and you have BlenderKit Addon online asset library enabled. Once we have done that, we're going to go over here, get this little icon over here, and this is where you can search models. You literally, if you didn't already have this, then what are you doing? So we have now got this. I always use the free version. I always have free first enabled. I always use the free version. Why would I pay for something? But you can pay if you want to. And over here, we're going to get this branch. So search branch. So over here, I tested this one. So we're going to look at this one and this one. We have these two options to work with. Now looking at these four branches, I can see the one that actually fits the most with this is probably this one, because it got these little branches sticking out as well. So we're going to quickly delete this one, delete, and delete these ones as well. So we're ending up with this one over here. So hello my friend. What I'm going to do is we're going to go check in material preview how this looks. This is a cool texture as well. We're going to rotate this, make it smaller in size. Let's put it in there, bro. Let's put it in there. Just like that. Quick, you're going to quickly rotate it. Like this. And then quickly move it across. Rotate it up a bit. And move it just a little bit inwards. Just like that. You can mess around with the position. You can do whatever you want with it. But I'm going to keep it like this for the time being. And just look at it. Maybe you want to scale it just a bit on the Z axis. And the X just a little bit to make it a bit more wider. But overall, it's looking good. For the buttons, we're going to keep it very, very simple. We're just going to add like a brownish color to it. Not too complicated. So over here, we're going to go to... We're going to select this. And we're going to go into our shader editor. Create new. And we're going to just name this to our... let's just say button color. Button. Then over here, we can just change. We have our principled BSDF. So over here, I'm going to change the color to like, let's say we can change it to blue. But of course, we're not going to change it to blue. Something dark. That looks cool. Brownish color. But I want it to not be that rough. Something like this. You can mess around. As I said, you can mess around with the settings. And you definitely don't want it metallic. Roughness, I'm going to make it around 0.7. So once you've added the material to one object, I will show you a quick trick to basically link all of this color to every single other buttons. Basically, you're going to select all of these buttons. Then make sure the last one you select is your source object, so the one with the material you want to duplicate, and then press Ctrl L, link material. But we're gonna link the materials, and as you can see, we have linked the materials. Last but not least, we're finally going to add the textures to our snowballs. It's going to be quite simple, so just follow along, and then you're going to have your snowman model. We're just going to select this snowball, and we're going to go to our modifiers tab right here, modifier properties. We're going to add a modifier. So the first modifier we're going to add is actually subdivision surface modifier. So over here, we have a few properties, and as you can see, we have a lot of geometry. We want to add another subdivision surface modifier. I think I already added subdivision surface modifier once, so I'm just going to add another one again. So make sure to be out of edit mode. As you can see, we have a lot more geometry to work with. So the displacement modifier that we're going to use is going to be far much better. So we're going to go over here, add, and we're going to add a displace modifier, which also comes under the deform modifier. So over here, you can go to displace right here. Once we've done that, you'll notice that it will get super big. Don't worry, it's going to get fixed. Once we have done that, you want to go over here to textures. You want to add a new texture just like that. You want to go right over here, and you want to type images. A movie, you want to go to cloud. You'll see that you'll be deforming your mesh or your snowball. You then can just mess around with changing your values. So I would go with something more spiky, something like this. And then once you have done that, you will go back to your modifier properties, and you're going to decrease the strength value, and you're just going to click shift whilst you're doing it. So then it's going to be small increments, so just like this. As you can see, we are starting to see that lumpy effect. Now we can mess around with this. We can like go over here and choose, for example, the Voronoi texture, and you can change the dent, change it, and this looks far better. And as you can see, once we've done that, you'll also notice that our buttons are also moving. So what we're going to do is going to quickly go to our side view, select these buttons together, and just quickly adjust them quickly. Just like that, we fixed our buttons. First things first, add a subdivision surface modifier first. Make it 3. Make it camel clock, and apply, and add one more. You know what? That should be fine. I don't want my computer to crash, to Control S. And we're gonna add a displacement modifier again. Then we're gonna go over here to add a new texture. Go over here to textures. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna use. Let's mess around with it. Let's just try marble for some reason. Then we're going to increase the size, go back to our modifier property, and decrease the strength over here by selecting shift and drag it down, and make sure you don't let go of the shift button, otherwise it's going to glitch. So maybe this looks far better. And just like that, the buttons are looking good as well. We are getting very close back to finishing our snowman model. So before I say goodbyes, we're going to quickly change the material for the snowman. So we're going to quickly get back. We're going to quickly go over here. And then, just like over here, we're gonna go to, and we're gonna add in the shader editor. We're here in the shader editor. Select this, add a new node, and over here, what we're going to do is that our base gonna stay white. We're gonna make it the roughness to around like 0.2ish to make that shiny, watery effect, and that is literally it. Basically, that's literally it. You can add in like a roughness node. You can add in a bump node to it, and just plug it in here instead. And you can change the strength of it. But we're gonna keep it normal, and we're gonna quickly link the materials again. Control L, link materials, and just like that, we have our snowman model done. Now, I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in my next video.